Hello, my name is Matthew Herbst, and I'm a professor at the University of California, San Diego, where I direct the Making of the Modern World History program.
My name is Jeff Cook, and I'm a professor of geology at Scripps Institution of Oceanography, also at UC San Diego, and I teach undergraduate classes mainly in geology and volcanology.
And we'll be doing a global seminar together, a seminar that explores both the natural history and the human history of New Zealand. So let me introduce the World History course that I'll be teaching. My professional life is dedicated to helping undergraduate students recognize the networks and the connections that bind the world together, revealing how diverse lands and peoples and cultures, both near and far, are more interconnected than we might otherwise think. And so in our World History course, we will explore a pivotal period in world history, from the revolutions of the 18th century that dramatically manifested the power of ideas and people to radically change the course of history, along with the technological revolutions in which humanity harnessed far greater energy than ever before possible, and used that to build and to destroy. This course will explore the interactions between South Pacific peoples and African and Asian peoples with Europeans and Americans, and set New Zealand in a global context, contrasting Maori and British interactions with those of other peoples around the world. We will visit and explore the historic and natural beauty of the island, while we witness firsthand how history is alive at every step, from the Treaty of Waitangi in 1840 to the age of globalization at the present. We may ask, how did New Zealand become connected to a worldwide network of revolutionary ideas and technological power? And how did it come to pass that New Zealand became the first country in the world to give women the right to vote? And at the end of our course, when soldiers of New Zealand were fighting in Africa, Asia, and the Middle East on behalf of a country more than 11,000 miles away, we may ask, why did its political focus shift to another English-speaking country across the Pacific?
So I think one of the interesting, unique things about this offering is that we're both teaching a class and we'll be working together. So you guys will have the opportunity to study the natural history in my class, SIO 45, which is volcanoes. And also with Matthew, you'll have the opportunity to study world history. So I think the synergy between the two classes and between the two instructors will be outstanding. And I think from the geology perspective, it's a beautiful place to visit. I think we'll have many interesting field trips to areas around Auckland. We'll go out to the Taupo caldera, which is one of the largest known eruptions on the planet over the last 50,000 years. So we'll really try to tie together the mechanics of why volcanoes erupt, and we'll try to tie in the field deposits, and we'll try to have sort of an approach which blends field geology, geology in the classroom. We'll tie in world history, because in a lot of ways it's difficult to understand geologic history if you can't understand world history, and vice versa. And I think from the perspective of teaching this, it will be a really phenomenal opportunity. On campus, we don't have the chance to take you out to actually see deposits and see lava flows and things like that. New Zealand is an incredibly geologically active region. It's volcanically active. I can't promise we'll see active volcanism. We'll probably see long dormant or extinct volcanism, but we'll definitely have the opportunity to see some really beautiful natural sites. And I think the class will be an outstanding introduction to geology. So if you have no background in geology, that's perfectly okay, because we'll give you that in the class. And we'll learn about how volcanoes erupt and why they erupt, and how they influence society, and that's a really important facet of the class. So we'll talk about how people throughout history have been influenced by volcanic eruptions. And I do think that between the two of us, you'll have a really outstanding experience.
And we'll visit museums and neighborhoods, natural park sites, volcanoes. It'll be an exceptional program. We hope you'll join us in New Zealand for a grand adventure in, as the Kiwis often call it, God's own country.